All right, just thank you. Right, just before we get underway, so can we make sure all those jackets are off now and headphones and phones are away, please? Okay, we're still waiting for silence. Okay, boys, so this is one of the last assemblies. We've got guests with us today. We've got a number of presentations. It's an important assembly, so your attention would be greatly appreciated. It also will be, I guess, one of the last times that Head Prefect stands us on the nod. So, Andrew, thank you.
te atua kaharawa, ana ki tia tō mātou kura. Whiua onohara, a whinatia ona paina. Ho mai kia mātou te kaha ki te whai te mātou ranga mi te aroha ki te tangata. Kia wehi atu ki te au whānui kua ngā kaunui. Mātou ke tau e whakapō e raro e tauanoa tapu āmene. Please be seated.
Well, as Mr. Bergen said, as we were setting up for this assembly, is that it is the final conventional school assembly of the year. For year 12 and 13, we have a very special prize giving on Monday, which will be an event in which we acknowledge every single year 13 student who has been at Wellington College this year and wish you well as you graduate out into the wide world. There'll also be some less formal assemblies tomorrow for years 11, 12 and 13, in which we will be handing you over to the New Zealand Qualifications Authority team, who will be running the next phase of your Wellington College experience, your NCEA and New Zealand Scholarship examinations. And we'll talk more about those tomorrow and wish you well. Today's assembly has a particular focus on community and on the World Vision Runathon, a partnership that has existed at Wellington College now for more than 20 years, and a partnership which has led to more than $1 million being raised for World Vision's work at different parts of the world, with this year's Runathon focusing on raising money for the young people of the Chi Kreng district in Cambodia. So it's wonderful to have friends, partners from World Vision, sponsors of the Runathon with us this morning. Please join me in welcoming them to our assembly. So we will be passing over the assembly at the end to Super 6 and also to the Lani from World Vision. But first of all, we want to focus on the New Zealand Physics and Maths competition, which is a nationwide competition for high school students at all year levels throughout New Zealand. And it's a competition for our most able students, and it tests their ability to use physics and mathematics knowledge and tackle it a wide range of problems based on physical and mathematical theory. So it's a parallel competition to a range of competitions that happen around the world. And first of all, in today's assembly, and I'm not sure if these students are here because year 9 are not here, but if you are, come forward. For credit in the year 9 junior division, if these students are here, can they please come forward? They are Ning Yuan Yang, Diptia Mondal, Rohit Medra Matella, and Roy Jian. Let's, if they're not, I think they're at the other assembly, but let's congratulate them in their absence. There are a small number of Year 10 students who participate in the Year 10 Junior Division and gain credit, and we'll award these to Year 10 later, but they are Shahid bin Shahir, Rohan Mani, Soham Kapoor and Arnav Tonpe. So they've all done incredibly well in this competition, gaining credit and merit awards. Let's give them a round of applause. Now we move on to the senior students, the Year 12s and 13s, who have done particularly well in this competition. So first of all, we're going to acknowledge students from who got credit awards or participated in different ways, and we'll ask you to come forward and receive your certificates from Andrew, and we will applaud you at the end. So first of all, could we have coming to the stage Michael Lau and Ryan Bright? These two students, if you're here, can you come forward now? These two students gain credit in the Year 12 Senior Division. For participation in the Year 13 Senior Division, please join us on stage Ethan Henry. For credit in the Year 13 Senior Division, Jaden Wong, Alex Key, Matthew Tom Kuriakosi, and for merit in the Year 13 Senior Division, Andrew Skinner. looks like only a small number of these people are with us this morning, although there's a few people coming forward now. Let's give them a round of applause as they do that. As they leave the stage, I'll acknowledge some Year 10 students who I'm guessing are not here. 9th amongst all Year 10 participants in New Zealand. It's 9th equal distinction in Year 10 junior competition. This was Joshua Langford and Daniel Andrews. 2nd amongst all Year 10 participants in New Zealand. 2nd equal distinction in the Year 10 junior division was Benjamin Hong and Sartak Singh. Let's give those Year 10 students a round of applause. Now move on to the highest awards for students in the senior school. If these people could come forward, and I'll start reading their achievements as they come. They are Andrew Booth, McGeal Yap, Michael McCabe, Aidan Homewood, Josh Elkin, Joseph Galinsky, Yuri Sidorov, and Abhishek Balram. If you can get your award and then start on stage. Andrew got distinction in the Year 13 senior division for being 29th in the senior division distinction list. McGill, distinction in the Year 13 senior division, 19th in the senior division distinction list. Matthew, 7th amongst all Year 13 participants in New Zealand, also gaining distinction in the Year 13 senior division. Aidan, also 7th equal of all Year 13 participants, as was Josh Elkin, gaining distinction in the Year 13 senior division. Similar result for Joseph Galinsky. Yuri Sidorov, 2nd amongst all Year 13 participants in New Zealand. And then finally, from Year 11, the person who has made the national junior winner list, 2nd in New Zealand for all Year 11 participants, Abhishek Balram. Let's give them all a round. The performance of our mathematics students in national and international competitions and also in NCAA scholarship exams unparalleled by any school in New Zealand. And continuing this theme, the New Zealand Mathematical Olympiad Committee was established in 1986, and it was aimed to run mathematics extension activities for high school students, and leading to them being culminated to be selected for a team, for a New Zealand team for the International Mathematical Olympiad. And so the aim of this is to provide motivation, enjoyment and achievement for all our gifted mathematical students in New Zealand, and to give them a bit of a head start in life and beyond. So this year, gaining a silver award in the New Zealand Mathematics. Can you please come and join us on stage, Ning Chin. We have another person who has performed incredibly well in this area, gaining a gold medal. But before he brings him up on stage, I want to talk about where that gold medal has taken him. There is a member of our student who, as a result of the Olympiad program, became a member of the New Zealand team that competed at the International Maths Olympiad, and in that he won a bronze medal. So the International Maths Olympiad is the most challenging mathematics competition in the world for high school mathematicians. So there are 6 students chosen from each country, and over 100 countries compete. And at the start of 2020, this student was selected for the New Zealand team, which was due to go and compete in St. Petersburg in September. You can see where this is going. Months of intense training followed. And this year, the competition was moved online rather than being a trip to Russia. The competition took 2 days. I mean, even just making the New Zealand team is an accomplishment. But this Wellington College student did better than that. He earned a bronze medal, placing him in the top half of all competitors. A wonderful mathematician. Please join us on stage, Hamish Bagley. We're at a time of year where our Year 13 students are making really firm plans for 2021, getting into hostels and making decisions and about what they're going to do. And this morning, I'm delighted just to report on some of the progress of our students in gaining scholarships in order to attend different universities. So first of all, from Auckland University, we have the Faculty of Science High Achiever Undergraduate Entry Scholarship. Please join us on stage. I'll get all the Auckland people to come up and then I'll tell you what you're doing. So Shefan Hassan, Ken Rayner, Yuri Sidorov, Aditya Sohani and Miguel Yap, if you could come forward, and then I will talk about your achievements. So Shefan is winning the Faculty of Science High Achiever Undergraduate Entry Scholarship. Ken Rayner has won a Top Achiever Scholarship. Yuri Sidorov has won a Top Achiever Scholarship. Aditya Sohani, a Top Achievement Scholarship. And Miguel Yap, a Top Achievement Scholarship. Congratulations to all these students. There are also a range of students who are going to Waikato University, which, fun fact, the Vice Chancellor, who's the CEO of the university, is a former Wellington College Board Chair, Professor Neil Quigley. There are 4 students that have, there are 2 students that have taken scholarships to go to Waikato University. First of all, the Ko Te Tangata School Leaver Scholarship is a scholarship that has gone to Year 13 student Aidan Homewood. I think he receives $5,000. If you'd like to come, I don't know if we've got the check for you today, Aidan, but if you come forward, we'd like to congratulate you and give you your certificate. Oh, sorry, I've got this around the wrong way. Stay there, Aidan. Just while you're there. Aidan has actually not won that scholarship. Aidan won the Te Pai Wai Otearangi Scholarship for Outstanding Academic Achievement based on his academic excellence, leadership potential and community service. It's a scholarship of up to $25,000 for 3 years. Other 2 Waikato scholarships. The other 2 Waikato scholarships that were the Ko Te Tangata School Leaver scholarships, the ones that I got ahead of myself with. These scholarships are worth up to $5,000. Please join us on stage, Aidan Ang and Ryan Winter. And finally in this section, the Massey Business School Future Leader Scholarship for 2020 is a scholarship that each year goes to a student who has ongoing leadership development qualities, support their leadership journey at Massey University. And it is the recipients join fellow recipients in a first year leadership development course. There's a scholar development opportunities for the duration of a 3-year program enrolment. Congratulations on the Massey Business School Future Leader Scholarship, Tiken Chua. There are other students that have won scholarships to other universities. Let's give all of them a round of applause. We now move on to some awards for debating, and as you already know at previous assemblies, the Inter-School Debating Squad has had an outstanding year with both an online debating, which happened during lockdown, thank you, and 5 other grades of debating. Wellington College won 3 of the 5 grades, 5 grades of inter-school debating, and 3 were quarter-finalists and finalists in the other 2. So there has been some amazing work that has gone in to make this debating program happen. And the Wallbridge Cup is a cup that goes to somebody who has had outstanding service to debating. He was away last week where we presented these at the Arts Awards Assembly. Please join us, the winner of the Wallbridge Cup, Aidan Homewood. The Senior Certificate 1 debating team of Harry Zangaropoulos, Jolyon Bishop, Christian Cox, Felix Rees-Moore and Jeremy Smith was coached by Mr. Tester. It was largely Year 11 debating team. Those people can start, we've got a cup to present. If those people can start coming forward, that would be great. We'll applaud them in a minute. They went through their Senior Certificate 1 debating competition undefeated. It was a huge grade of 60 teams of students from years 11 to 13. Please join me in congratulating Senior Certificate 1 debating regional champs. And finally, the other team which we need to acknowledge is the Premier B, the Senior Premier B debating team. That included William Chandler, Hugo Lethbridge, Kieran Sterling and Magnus Petchin. If you guys can start coming forward, that would be great. This was a fantastic team that last year won Senior Cert grade, making it through undefeated. They've sailed through this year as a Premier debating, and we would expect to see many of these students in our Senior Premier A team next year. Congratulations, Senior Premier B debating regional. One of the new programs that Wellington College has been part of is the SVA Service Awards. I think people are aware of these now. It came out of the Christchurch earthquake recovery through the work of Sam Johnson and others. And we're part of the award scheme, which you self-manage yourself. You put on the volunteering hours through the program. And this morning we have got some awards to give out for people who have reached certain milestones. So first of all, if these 4 students could come forward, Sam Hastings, Shanley Tan, Lucas O'Connell and Haruta Chikamoni, if they could come forward. Sam and Shanley get their members pins today, and Lucas and Haruta are getting both their member pin and their bronze award today. Let's give these people a round of applause. receiving his Gold Award, having completed 512 hours of volunteering, Tanish Trivedi. And finally, our top volunteer of the award, we've recognised them at a previous assembly, but the student from our school that's logged the most volunteering hours, come back on stage. Congratulations, Matthew Ewers. Congratulations, Matthew. And finally, from me, before we hand over to World Vision, just 3 sports areas just to acknowledge as we wrap up our school year for seniors. First of all, the Wellington College Huia Relay Swim Team, take the opportunity to present these College Sport Wellington medals. We've been dominant in the Huia Cup for many years. This year Wellington College won 7 out of the 10 relays. So let's get the relay team, the swim relay team up on stage, and let's applaud them at the end. Luke Kugeline, Sean O'Connor-Close, Ryan Double, Daniel Costa, Henry Guy, Dylan Raimona Pahitongia, Shane Maskell, and our joint swimming captains, Lucan Spears and Eli Ashby. Let's give them all a round of applause. Congratulations, Wellington College swim team. Two weeks ago, the Wellington College sailing team competed in the Elliott 6 New Zealand Secondary Schools match racing series, which was held at Evans Bay. It was, as common for Wellington, the competition was held in very adverse conditions. This team won 4 out of the 6 races and finished a very strong second. It's a big jump up from their regular racing in 420s. So I'd like to call the team up on stage to receive the congratulations of the school and maybe a handshake from Toby. Luke Armstrong, Will Wright, Caleb Baxter, and the captain, Fergus Baxter. Come forward, the sailors. Congratulations to the sailing team. And finally in this section, following selection for the Central Zone team in the Labour Weekend National Under-18 tournament, where they picked up a bronze medal, the following Wellington College underwater hockey players have gained selection for the New Zealand Under-18 or New Zealand Under-21 squads for 2021. So it's a wonderful achievement to represent your country at an age group level. So please come forward, these underwater hockey players who've had national selection: Louis Harland, Nick Jones, William Thorpe, Jacob Rhodes, Sam Pavian-Smith, Callum DeVos, Archie Riley and Ben Sterling. National representatives of the hockey. Thank you for your celebration, joining me in this celebration of success. And I'm now going to pass over to the Super 6 student leadership team. Looks like Harry's coming up first. Let's thank the Super 6 for all their work as they come forward to take over this part of the ceremony.
Has been one of the most successful years for the Runathon. A huge thank you must be given to everyone who has contributed to its huge success this year.
So first up, to the students. Despite a 2-month lockdown, constant level 2 restrictions, and many disappointments being thrown your way, the 1,800 of you at this school have never failed to lose spirit, and props must go to you for every lap run and every cent donated. Thanks must also be extended to our amazing corporate sponsors who have contributed so much more than just money in 2020 and previous years. Thank you to every single one of you for your generosity. Without you, we would not be able to have the impact in others' lives that we have been able to achieve.
A special thanks must also go to Miss Clark, who is no longer teaching at Wellington College, but has maintained her support for the cause from a distance. Thank you for putting up with us for a year and never putting in anything less than 110%. To everyone who went above and beyond to help make the event the best it could be, thank you. And a special thank you goes out to the team leaders, GOATs, and the other schools for going beyond the call of duty.
Last but not least, we would like to personally thank Jono, Leilani and Hayley from World Vision who have supported us throughout the last 12 months, and not just in the lead up to the event, but also during quarantine and coming back to school to wrap up our job. Soon we'll be announcing the long-awaited total raised for World Vision this year and hand over to next year's Super 6. But first we'd like to hand over to Leilani to tell you a little bit more.
Wellington College, it is my absolute pleasure to stand here today and represent World Vision New Zealand. I work with schools all over the country, and I can honestly say that pretty much every school in the country does something for community impact. But there are very few schools in this country that do something to help children overseas. So thank you so much. You might have heard what the boys said and thought I didn't actually take part in any of that this year, but I beg to differ. If you bought a rose on Valentine's Day, attended the junior dance, bought a Runathon t-shirt, if you went to the recent charity ball, then you are who we are speaking to today. Thank you. For you, it may have been all fun and games, but for the 6 behind me, it was so much hard work, determination, a lot of social media posts during lockdown. So I personally would like to thank the Super 6. You guys don't realise how much they do behind the scenes, and I know it's been a very difficult year. So boys, thank you so much on behalf of World Vision and She Cream. Right now I'm going to invite 3 in particular individuals to the stage. Could I please have George Baker, Will Antrobus and Luke Carpenter to the stage. While these boys are coming up, I'd like to explain why. So every year you boys raise a lot of money for World Vision, but this year these 3 boys have gone above and beyond. They've raised well over $500 each. So first of all, for George Baker, I'd like to present a gold award. Congratulations, George. Luke today receives a Platinum Award for raising well over $1,000. Not only was Luke a standout fundraiser at Wellington College this year, but he also obviously was part of the Super 6. I'd also like to put Luke on the spot as he'll be joining the World Vision whānau next year as a World Vision 40-hour famine ambassador, where he'll work very closely with the schools team, not only inspiring boys like you all over the country, but schools all throughout New Zealand to fundraise. So well done, we can't wait to have you on with you. But again, I would like to explain the community impact that you have had as a school. Not only have you inspired boys within the school to take part in changing lives all over the world, but you've also engaged local businesses, other schools like Wellington College, Queen Margaret's College, your neighbours, St Mark's Prep School, all who through Runathon were given the opportunity to give back in a year where all of us were just trying to get through. Wellington College rose up and said, no, we're going to give others the opportunity to give back. It's my absolute pleasure now to ask the entire Super Six to come forward and receive 2 awards. The first award is the Hapuri or Community Engagement Award, and that is only given out to 3 schools across the entire country for acknowledging their leaders, your student leaders, to rally the wider Wellington community. And the second award is the Platinum Award. And this award goes to schools that fundraise a significant amount for World Vision New Zealand. The boys will be revealing that total very shortly, but I can confirm that once again, Wellington College were one of the top fundraising schools, in fact, very narrowly coming second across the country. So well done, everyone. I would like to hand over virtually to World Vision's National Director to say a few words.
Kia ora everyone at Wellington College. My name is Grant Belder. I'm the National Director of World Vision New Zealand. Do you know how long the relationship between Wellington College and World Vision has been going? It's an incredible 39 years. You're part of a tradition that connects you with decades of students who've gone before you and fundraised as well and done amazing connections with your community. And you're also connected to the thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of children living in poverty who've been helped through your efforts and those of people who've gone before you at Wellington College. And we think that's amazing. This year you've been fundraising for Chikring community in Cambodia. It's a community that faces so many challenges and hardships. You've been providing resources, books, you've been providing training for teachers, you've been providing reading camps for the kids. And just as COVID-19 has been so difficult for us here, it's been even more difficult for many people, especially in the developing world. And in Cambodia, where children haven't been able to go to school for a lot of the year, what you're allowing them to do is have teacher visits going into the homes and also setting up the kids in an incredible, almost 300 small learning groups that can meet together. We think that's something amazing, something to be proud of. That's part of the reason why you've already won a community award for the way that you've connected the community in Cambodia and also the community in Wellington. Bringing sponsors, other schools, other members of the community on board. So we want to say a big thank you from all of us at World Vision to everyone who's been involved in this anyway, staff and students. But we want to finish by letting the children in Cambodia say it in their own words. Matawa, thank you.
Thank you, Wellington College. Yay!
In 2020, we raised $101,394.82 for the Chikring district in Cambodia. And again, thanks must go to everyone who contributed along the way. We'd like to welcome Leilani back to explain to you the impact it's going to have for the children in Cambodia.
Thanks, Ken, and don't worry guys, I am almost done. If we flip to the next slide, when we see that number, it might not mean a lot to us. It's a huge amount, but we don't really understand what that means for children in Chikring. I just want to note that schools in Chikring, a lot of the communities, their schools are still closed and have been closed since March. So I know you remember how hard lockdown was. Just keep that in mind that schools are predominantly still closed in Chikring. So for context, this is what the money that you guys have raised has already done in Chikring. Every grade 3 teacher has received training on how to create engaging resources. So that's that first one up there. Children can now choose from over 400 brand new books to read. The money Wellington College raised has delivered 680 education resources like workbooks, charts and posters. And right now 11 reading camps are fully equipped with literacy materials, storybooks, paper, art supplies, and kids are taking these learning materials home with their families and then exchanging them each week. And I'm pretty sure you can agree, when schools are closed, these are going to be life-changing for those children. The last thing I want to leave you guys with, it's not just about the money and the tangible things that you guys have done this year, but you are changing lives of boys just like you in Chikring. So from the bottom of my heart, on behalf of World Vision and all the children in Chikring, whawhetai lava, thank you so much.
Finally, we are going to hand over to next year's Super 6. This year saw a whole lot of quality applicants, but unfortunately we could only pick 6 to take on this role. When we call your names, please come to the stage and join us. Hold your applause until the end, boys. So without further ado, and continuing with our legacy in the schools, next year's Super 6 will be Judd Adamson, William Chandler, Benson Morley Hall, Kieran Sterling, Max Karam, and Archie Taylor.
Congratulations to the whole school leadership, the student leadership of this remarkable tradition, and our partners and sponsors who have played such a key role in this wonderful machine. You know, we are so privileged to come to this school. We are privileged in New Zealand, and it absolutely warms my heart to think about using that privilege in order to support people in need. That's inspiring, that's important, and we can continue to do that for our whole lives. Let's finish the assembly well. I understand we're going to ask Year 13 to stay for a quick message from Will, and I'll pass back to Mr. Bergen in a minute. But I'll nod in a second, you'll stand, and I'll leave along with Leilani and the Super 6.
Right, thank you, gentlemen. Have a seat, please. If the Year 13s could stay behind, the rest of you may leave now. Thank you.